All right, Rabotai, Boker Tov, good morning. The shur will be dedicated Leilun Nishma, Devorah Fege Bat Shemuel, Ora Devorah Bat Shemuel, Esther Rivka Bat Avraham, Monica Bat Fani, Menachem Mendel Ben Elchanan, and Refuah Shelema for a very young boy, Yitzhak Meir Ben Batya Miriam. May Hashem send him Refuah Shelema very soon, among all the Cholim of Am Yisrael. And Ezra Ben Victoria ושרה בת זכייה. בתוך ראש החול ישראל וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. Before I start, I would like to mention one point that I think always needs chizuk. It was a few months ago, and a young fellow that comes to pray with us, he approached me and he told me, Rabbi, why in the Divrei Torah that you give, you speak all the time about if it is tefillah or Torah, or you don't speak about Ben Adam L'Havero. So listen, I don't know if you're coming to all the classes, but I try to speak also about Ben Adam L'Havero. So I asked him, what do you mean? And he told me, listen, how many times happened? How many times happened there are people that they come into the shul and they don't get the right attention? I told him, you're right. I'm going to try to speak more about it. But anyway, we were praying, and then there was a lot of noise, unfortunately, in one of the prayers. And I told him afterwards, you know what? Sometimes we think that when we talk about prayers, it's ben adam lamakom. It's between me and God. And that's wrong. Prayers starts ben adam lachavero. When I come to a shul and I'm bothering the one that is sitting next to me because I'm talking with another friend of mine, this is called ben adam lachavero. When I finish my Amidah early, and because I finished, so I allowed myself to speak with somebody, this is called ben adam lachavero. Besides all the things that the presence of Hashem is right over there. Last night I was learning with somebody in Panama. We learned a little bit FaceTime. We were learning Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch, it's not a book of Hasidut. It's halakha. The same Shulchan Aruch that says not to eat non-kosher is the same Shulchan Aruch that says that a person is not allowed to enter to a shul, even just to say hello to somebody and then to leave. You're not allowed. Even to sit down and to take a coffee, you're not allowed. Even to take a small nap, you're not allowed. This is halakha. But I'm saying, forget about all these halachot. Let's think about what I can cause to somebody else that is sitting next to me. We don't realize. We're just focusing ourselves in our stuff. We don't think that there is somebody else next to me, that because I spoke, he had to repeat the beracha and to say the name of Hashem twice. We don't realize that because I spoke,
maybe 3 times,
right? His whole prayer got mixed up. And now what? And all of this is coming into the shoulders of the person that speaks in the middle of the prayer. So, Rabotai, it's important to realize that we want to be very ethics. Let's start in the shul. Let's start when we come to shul with our surroundings. Anyway, that's a point that I was thinking.
We do. But whoever does that, he does it without intention.
Of course, Chad Shalom, to think that it is, for sure. But that's why it's important to mention it. You know, sometimes we do things without thinking, without intention, and we don't know the results. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you, there is a parasha in the Torah that speaks about the slav. Slav was the meat, correct, that Am Yisrael gathered throughout the desert. We made a very quick calculation. How many Jews went out from Egypt? How many? 600,000. So that we know, men from 20 and up. 600, right? So let's talk about ladies as well. We have the same amount, probably. How many childs? Every family. I'm not talking about the midrash that everyone had 6 kids. I'm talking about the basic. How much a family? How many kids? The average. Let's talk about 2 to 3. We're already touching the 3 million, 4 million. 4 million Jews left Egypt. 4 million Jews are going to be in the desert for 40 years. We said like it's nothing. 40 years, I remember I was in Israel as a kid, and went with a bunch of boys with the school to a trip. And in Israel, the trip started to the desert, Midbar Yehuda. And I got lost in the middle of the trip. I got lost. I lost the group. I wanted to make a shortcut, and I find myself, nobody. Now you go up to a mountain, to a hill. You think, oh, you sure they are behind that hill? And you realize there is nothing around. But living the stress. Imagine 4 million people, right? 40 years in the desert. Unbelievable. Am Yisrael, they come and they're getting food from the man, water from Miriam, and they come to Moshe Rabbeinu and they complain, Moshe, we want meat. We want to feel the taste, not even the taste, the chewing, the tea, and the meat. Moshe Rabbeinu says, what do you want from me? I'm going to pray to God. He prays to God, and God tells him, oh, they want meat? No problem. Tell them that tomorrow they're going to get meat. And not one day, not 2, not 10, for a whole entire month. Morning, afternoon, and night. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. All what they're going to eat is going to be the slab. Oh, so there is a question if the man stopped or not. And the answer is that he didn't stop. The reason was because Moshe Rabbeinu told Am Yisrael later on. He told them, guys, Borei Olam is going to give you, and how the pasuk writes over there, until it will go out from your nose. Meaning, until it's going to be already too much. So Am Yisrael, many of them, the majority understood that that's not the will of Hashem. They didn't touch it. Whoever touched it, there was a terrible Magefa. Afterwards, a lot of people died. Anyway, Rabotai, the Slav, Moshe Rabbeinu comes to God and he tells him, Borei Olam, how it's possible that you're going to give so much meat to all those people? How many cows we're going to bring? 4 million people, breakfast, lunch and dinner for a whole month. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes with a sentence. Hayad Hashem tiktzar. Do you think that the hand of Hashem can get reduced? Shorter? Do you have an Ava Amina to think that I'm not able to feed up all of Am Yisrael? Rabotai, this Hayad Hashem tiktzar. The Torah have to teach us this sentence, not for what happened back then. What's going on today in our lives? How many times people are giving up about situations? How many times? There was a man that came up to the Hazon Ish. Lo aleinu velo alechem. He comes to the Hazon Ish crying. Tells him, Rabbi, in the hospital they told him he have 4 days to live. Lo aleinu. And he says, and I have children, and I have my wife, and Rabbi. The Rabbi took him, says, come with me. He took up a Chumash Bereshit, and he opened up. Says, do you have 5 minutes to learn with me? So, yeah, well, what do I have to do 4 days? And it starts, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. First day, Borei Olam created Shamayim. You see the whole sky? He created the whole sky. And all the earth, Shamayim ve'haaretz in 1 day. How he created? The board. He just said it. Right? Right? Just said it. Happened. First day. Second day, Borei Olam separated between the waters in heaven and the waters down. Now how much water there is in the ocean? Until today, that we have so many technological issues, we cannot reach the most deepest ocean. We didn't get there yet. All this Borei Olam created in 1 day. Also, 1 dibur. Third day, what Borei Olam did? Thursday, what he did? He was controlling the water, the ocean, not to get and to overflow the earth. Correct? You remember the tsunami in Thailand? One time, Borei Olam wanted to show us what that means, to control every day that the water, will not touch the earth. You see huge waves that are approaching the beach, and then all of a sudden, oh, they're becoming so small. Right? Yavul samta bar ya'avurun, bar yishvun lechasot ha'aretz. Very nice. But Olam is making every single moment a miracle to control of the water, not to cover the earth. Third day, also with the dibur. Fourth day, what Borei Olam did? Borei Olam did Shemesh, Yarech, veKochavim. All the galaxy Borei Olam created the fourth day. You know what that means, the galaxy? The Midrash, it's a Gemara rather. And the Gemara writes that when Borei Olam wanted to bring down the Mabul, you know what he did? He took the Mabul, the Torah tells us, Varubot HaShamayim niftachu, v'chol mayanot tehom rabah. Whatever have water, the earth opened up, and all the water from inside from under the earth went up. Boiling water and rain, and he covered disaster. How Borei Olam did it? You know how? Says the Gemara, he took two stars from one area and he moved it to another one. Two stars. The stars in the galaxy, they had a certain movement, right? He changed a small movement. Two stars, and instead of leaving them in that area, he moved it to another place. I forgot the name of the stars. The Gemara brings it down. And a khurban happened. A disaster happened in the world. All of these galaxies that until today we don't know the end, because they have almost no end, also was created when? In one day. Say Chachamim. So say the Hazonish. So let me just tell you the following thing. You see how much things God did in 4 days? And do you think that God cannot save your life in less than 4 days at least? How hard it is to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to give you life. So why you have to give up? Why you have to say, listen, the doctor said, En ma la'asot. I think I told you that, and I'm going to say it very quick. You know Yahya Nahari, you know him, right? Yahya Nahari said the story about his first child. He was in New York working. Chazan, I think it was Sha'ar Tzion, I'm not sure. And his wife got pregnant, the first child. They did all type of checks to the baby. And the doctor, the professor, came up to him and he told him, Habibi, your child is going to die the day that he's going to get born. And if not, there is a 10% that he will not die. And that 10%, let me just tell you, is going to be handicapped all his life if he's going to live. This professor, with another two friends of his, they were telling Yechia Nari and his wife, make abortion. Abortion it's called? Yeah. Abortion, bar minan. So make abortion, you don't understand where you're going to. This child have no chance to live. He says, ask him, don't trust in me. He says, the Chazan Yechia Nari, yeah. He called up Chacham Mordechai Eliyahu, alav hashalom.
This is not here.
Yeah, he called him up when he was in Israel. He said it was in New York night. In Israel was 3 a.m. The rabbi picked up the phone 3 a.m. like nothing happened. Yes, he tells him the whole story. Chacham Mordechai Eliyahu told him the following words. Number one, tell your wife not to make any abortion. Number two, the child is going to get born 100% healthy. No, nothing, shtuyot, what they're talking about. Number three, it says all of these three doctors, it's not the first time and not the second time. There is more than 100 women that they made abortion because of them. And vata'al shavatam ila Elokim, all of those babies, they scream to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and Borei Olam is going to pay them back this year. All of the three are not going to make it till the end of the year. No, but Rabbi, I don't mean to do, no. I'm just telling you. He hung up. Obviously, he didn't tell his wife the third point. He told his wife the first one and the second one, not to make abortion. The baby is going to be fine. When they didn't want to sign the paper of abortion, they yelled at them, right? And they continue. Baruch Hashem, the son was born good. Baruch Hashem, he went to yeshiva years later. One of those days in yeshiva, Mordechai Eliyahu comes to the yeshiva and he gives a shiur. After the shiur, every boy is coming to say Chazak u'Baruch to the rabbi, and then the rabbi says, "Are you the son of Yechaya Nari?" He says, "Yes, come here, I'm going to tell you the story." He never heard the story before. He went to his dad. "Daddy, you never told me." Say, "You ruined my plan. I wanted to say it for the Shabbat Hatan that you will have. You ruined my plan, but fine." Listen up. Say, Yechaya Nari says, that year I was following these 3 guys. First one got killed in a car accident.
Which 3 guys?
The 3 doctors. The second one, there was a flight. Ask him, I don't know which flight it was. The whole plane went down and the doctor was inside. The third one didn't have anything. Things were running, the days were passing. It was 1 week before Rosh Hashanah. 1 week before the end of the year. 1 week, he gets a heart attack. He's in the hospital. I believe 1 or 2 days before the end of the year, he passed away. He says, what I learned from here is that Borei Olam, is that how many people they think that they're controlling our lives. If it is doctors, if it is our boss in the business, if it is I'm doing actions because I'm scared that this billionaire is gonna ruin my life. Habibi, Ayad Hashem Tiktzar. The hand of HaKadosh Baruch Hu can get shorter. Says the Chazon Ish, just to understand that message, to have in your mind, stop trusting in people. Stop trusting in this guy have a lot of money and he's going to help me out, and the other one have this business, and stop trusting in people. Ayad Hashem Tiktzar. When a person will understand that, then the Yeshua is coming. That's why, Rabotai, just to end up, that's why it's written by Abraham Avinu. When Borei Olam told Abraham Avinu that he's going to have a child, but it's Chag Sarah Bekirba Lemor, Sarah was laughing. Borei Olam comes with a teviyah. He's asking Abraham Avinu, how come? How come that Sarah doesn't trust on me? Rabotai, if we have one thing that maintains us until today to be Jewish, is our emunah. Throughout generations. Bechol dor v'ador omdim alenu lechalotenu. Vehi she'amda la'avotenu. What's vehi? The emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. To believe that Borei Olam can do whatever he wants in 1 second. Mashpil geim av menomem. Yeah? Mashpil geim ha'aretz. Magbiya shefarim ad marom. Borei Olam can in 1 second, a guy that is in the top of the hill, boom, take it down in 1 second. And the other one have not a penny to cover the month. In 1 second, he can cover the parnasah for hundreds. Only when a person is ready to understand that Borei Olam is the only one that manages the world. So Rabotai, let's take advantage in this concept. Let's be mitchazek in emunah. And throughout this emunah, Borei Olam is going to give to all of us beracha. Amen. Amen.